Hey yo folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 as Castile, but of course we've long now been Spain. Things continue to go well, and I do continue to intend to make this the last great war of the game. We are going to pretty much end this campaign after finishing this war one way or another. Hopefully we will win, of course. Now, if this were a normal course of the game, at this point I might peace out right now and see if I can't just negotiate for some of the holdings over here in the southern part of North America. But we are going to continue on forward and see what kind of damage we can inflict, just to try to make it as much as possible. I don't know what my goals are in this particular case. I mean, we are fighting a defensive war, so we don't have a specific war goal. They have the war goal of taking Guantanamo, and we do want to make sure that we don't allow them to do that, because it would dramatically flip the war score over and generally be very, very, very annoying. But so far, so good. Now, let me double check my fleet status, right? So we've got this armada here, which kind of got in a little bit of trouble, and it is very, very slowly repairing. That's pretty rough. France, is there anything? I was looking at the rebels to support for a while, but apparently there is literally no rebels. They've stomped out any hint that there might be a rebellion at some point, which is pretty freaky that they could pull that off. Let's start a new corps being produced. So I was pulling back my army to try to deal with the Portuguese guys, since France was doing such a good job of generally evading me. I was hoping to split up the attrition a little bit more. Now, I do still have a lot of money, so what I think I'm going to do is continue to pump out mercs whenever they present themselves. The replenishment rate is certainly on the low end right now, but we're going to see what we can do anyway. This guy really moving into Burgos. We lost an admiral. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Military axis stuff is totally okay. Which one of you is going to Aragon? So you are going to redirect to Burgos as soon as you finish that move. We probably can't catch them, but we can still give a pretty impressive amount of chase here. We've converted someone, which frees up another missionary, so let's get that going on. Our conversion rate of these pagans is really, really quite impressive. Let's have everyone, actually you can meet up in Toledo. It is very hard to catch the Portuguese troops, of course, because they, are you moving into Navarra? You know, Navarra's not very well defended. I don't know if we can do it without a river crossing. Excellent. Defeated the French Navy. We'll regroup with the other caravels, which are still being repaired. Actually, they move fast enough. I don't want to just sit in Vizcaya, because I could get caught out in a very bad way there. There we go. They've fully retreated, but let's keep chasing there. Oh, they are moving here. Pause, 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 pause. Pause, damn you. Alright. Okay, good. We got out of the way. We've lost a claim over here in Algiers, but that's okay. We can live without that. We still have a blockade going on there. Go ahead and dock, because we need some repair work. Actually, I guess we'll move everyone to Cadiz, since we know that that's our superior docks are over there for sure. Alright, so we're mostly still worried about rebels over here. It'd be nice to siege the French territories at some point. This siege is still going excruciatingly slow. Although it looks like the French Navy has retreated, so perhaps we can start doing our blockade again. Let's see if that helps at all. Alright, merge everyone here together. Detach anyone who's damaged, leaving us with only 11 ships, which is actually quite poor. So I guess we're going to wait a little bit longer before we try to pull anything up. Okay, 53. Now, there's no way we're going to catch these people. Oh, well, there's actually a very slim chance. We'll just queue up a secondary movement over there as well and see what we can possibly pull off. Let's keep seeing if we can sandwich people in any sort of cool way. Are they going to merge all their forces together? We're going to catch them! We are going to catch them out! Now, what kind of territory is over here? Mostly flat, that's good. We do have a leader, that's good. And some of these are Austrian as well, which is actually a good sign because I don't think Austria is quite as advanced as France. Yeah, one tech level lower. Austria is on par with me. France is slightly ahead, but we will outnumber them a fair amount and flat terrain. As long as we don't get completely screwed on die rolls, we should actually come out pretty favorably there. Yeah, still those. Huh? And you have the maximum docks, yeah. Alright. Now they may get some reinforcements, but we can also eventually kind of reinforce. We've converted the Cherokee province, so let's keep up with that. Oh man, this is the big fight. This is going to make us or break us. Alright, 7 and 7. I will take 7 and 7. Morale is basically the same. They have a lot more discipline though. Holy cow. That is a lot of discipline, which means we're going to be taking a lot more damage. Come on, just don't screw us with die rolls. 5 and 0! Oh, that is very good. And we've engaged the Portuguese forces there, which means no reinforcements. This should end up in our favor. Come on, 5 and 0, 5 and 0, 9 and 0! Every bad roll that we've ever had is now flipped the other way. 5 and 0. The thing is, we've done the initial damage though. As long as it doesn't keep doing, as long as we don't keep rolling zeros, we should have enough of a head start. Considering that we did start with more stuff anyway. Oh, so we've got a core over here, lovely and good. We just have diplomats available. All right, nothing we want to do with them right now. 3 and 0. Oh wow, fantastic. Push them back from their siege over here. I guess we could even assign a leader. Oh, I thought we had a leader, a spare kicking around, but I guess not. 4 and 0. Oh, fantastic. Aachen has declared war upon France because of coalition? Really? Hang on a sec. Let's take a look at what the current wars are. Aachen, Savoy, Burgundy, Switzerland, Württemberg, Saxony, and Würzburg against France. Oh, thank you for opening up a second front. And as a coalition as that, I mean, they are still going to be like very scattered little forces and not necessarily the most competent things in the universe. But, see, that might be enough to actually start blockading these folks again. Wait a tiny bit longer. A few more ships. I mean, they have no morale, actually, so no, we should be okay. Let's go ahead. It's only 25 ships, and they do have 27. Although, oh, most of them are transports. Oh, yeah, we can definitely go and blockade that. Then, no worries whatsoever. We are going to crush this army. Now, we won't be able to break it completely. They are going to be able to retreat to France with no problems. If this was prior to patch 1.2, they probably would have just moved to Vizcaya over here, and then I would have been able to flatten them outright. Lovely. Got that done. Let's go and help out in Tortuga. Let's move our ships over here for the blockade. War scores back to 20%. I think we'd peaked at 21%. I think it dropped down a little bit, maybe as a result of some of those little naval skirmishes, but we're okay now. That is a huge number of troops. Let's pull back over here. Battle of Leon has been won. We lost just over 3,000 men and killed somewhere in the vicinity of 7,000. Excellent. Get some more score, and they're going to be broken and retreat. Probably further than that. They'll probably end up going to Porto. Boom! Shattered the French army. huge amounts of war score, and as if I recall correctly, they were out of manpower. Now, I'm running low on manpower, but I think France is outright done. Now, they do regenerate relatively quick. They see only about 1,000, and they're basically reinforcing that much every round, every month. All right, some more mercs. Well, we may as well make a move, something like this. See what we can get done with it. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, these 35 ships are all still damaged. A little kerfuffle over here. Oh, maybe we can keep chasing them. That would be very nice. Very, very nice. Ooh, my backup system just started, so let's go ahead and pause that before my entire computer comes to a crawl. Burgundy wants military access? Absolutely. Especially since you guys are opening up that second front. Now, France does have a fair number of little troops that are regrouping here, which is a little bit scary. We're not going to chase them into France. We're mostly going to park ourselves on one of the hilly terrains and let them come to us if they want. It's going to be a massive victory. If we can occupy Bern, I think we even have a claim on it. Good, lots of war score from doing that. And I'm going to go ahead and detach a siege. We'll start sieging Portugal proper. Actually, we won't siege here. We're going to siege the coastal stuff. Whoops. Because we can blockade. I guess it doesn't really matter, because if we're sieging, the blockade just eliminates the -2 from the rolls, and there's not going to be a minus for the inland stuff. So, alright, no, that's going to be okay. Oh, another caravel sitting here. Let's go ahead and join our main navy. I don't think we've got anything kicking around back here. Austria does have a good number of people sitting outside Rome, which is a little bit scary. We could pull back. Rome, yeah, not even that hilly. I mean, I don't think we'd be destroyed here. We even have a leader. I think what would happen, we could burn the, we could scorch the earth and then just move back. Give them brutal attrition if they try to move in. I think if they moved in, we'd lose and then run away, but we should be able to escape them relatively handily and not actually lose all the actual numbers of stuff. Might be wrong, though. This might actually be a mistake. I suppose I could move all the way back to Messina and then park some ships here so they couldn't follow us. I'm surprised Austria's moved that many people right there. Alright, well, let's unpause and keep things moving. Yeah, we can't actually engage these people because they're just trying to run away from us. Where's the rest of his army? Can we engage him and burn? Actually get something done? Well, if we do that, he'll stop moving. If I stop leaving Navarra. Aha! Cardinals changing their affiliation here to France. Spend a little there. We've got everything else. This guy, France has got 300, so that's quite a lot of influence. We're not really going to compete on that. We could go and spend a little bit because we are actually relatively close to our cap. So this will give us a bit more breathing room. Yeah, they did stop. Bern is hilly and mountainous. We'll probably get the -3, which actually might be too rough. Let's chase them into Labourd. Okay. Actually, hold on. Gained a core. Lovely. Let's go ahead and move there. It's flat land. If he wants to engage me 30 versus 50 with a river crossing, I suppose we will take that. Actually, we'll be the one who's engaging and getting the river crossing, depending on how many extra troops he's got kicking around, which could actually be kind of scary. There we go. We got some more repaired ships, so we're going to move them there, although I think Great Britain is already doing a blockade. But we'll leave some ships there anyway. A little skirmish, a little bit of attrition. I suppose we can detach a siege and move the rest of the fellows over to the front somewhere. Getting the -1. Neither one of us have leaders. That actually might work out poorly. There's the 30. Okay, going to help out Navarre. Never mind. Don't complete that move. You're still in rebel stomp. Military access, yes and yes. Actually, what we will do is we will move into French territory here. And do that. These guys are all... They're all in exile, so they can't actually do anything, but they don't have anywhere to exile themselves to. Okay, what am I going to do here? They're going to have a stack of 56. They're mostly moving away. I'm honestly not quite sure. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is move into Burgess here, because I'm a little worried that we might actually lose that battle. Great Britain is helping to siege Portugal, which is very nice. Yes, we will grant you military access. Still nothing moving here, which is great. We can actually pick up another mercenary unit over here. Yes, military access, that's fine and peachy and keen. Oh, we won the battle. Good. And you're retreating to over here. Oh! Really? 29 decided to attack here. Why would that be? They've actually got a -2 penalty. I'm going to cancel that move just to make sure. We are going to definitely stay in place. We got an 8 on that first roll. They've got the -2. They have no other troops around. I think the AI just made a really out-of-character mistake here. I'm not used to the AI doing something like that. We should be able to crush them. Here, we can reinforce a few people. Well, they're low morale. I suppose we don't want to do that. I converted some more heretics. Go ahead and send another missionary out to Muskogee. And I wish that animation were a little faster. And yes, Switchstone, you can have military access. That makes me very happy. We are taking some pretty big hits here. Morale is dropping, but we should win. So let's speed up. Ooh, Spanish particularists have risen up over here. Actually, there's quite a few. Definitely quite a few. Right, I guess just detach a siege here. Now, you're too far away to actually assist with anything, so never mind. We'll detach a siege and move on to Manhattan. Just siege as much stuff as possible here. Maybe once all these sieges complete, then we can combine this army and have a stack of 16 and then go after those particularists. I gotta look up the definition of that because it always strikes me as kind of an odd phrase. Like they're just very peculiar, or particular, or something. You know, they don't like broccoli or something. National revolt risk increased. I don't like that. I will go ahead and lose the prestige, which we can afford. Our legitimacy keeps going down and down and down, which is certainly a problem. I mean, it's on the way up, actually. But it's low. Battle of Navarre, a huge war score win there. And we will absolutely chase them into France. I will go ahead and consolidate regiments. And then chase them in here. It'd be nice. I don't know if you can consolidate. I don't think so, the mercenaries. And it would be nice. Oh, maybe they do. Well, why didn't they? Oh, because they're different types of infantry. Never mind. That would explain it. You two, combine. Move in here. And then follow into Labourd. Labour. Good, good, good. Another relatively significant win. I don't know how far these guys are running. It was nice when you could mouse over this flag and just know, so you wouldn't have to, waste quite as much time. Let's separate you in half and move to Bern. We will take some pretty brutal attrition doing this sort of thing. And then you guys can linger in Navarra and help reinforce if something comes up. Another one battle. I guess what we want to do is actually go and squish these guys, don't we? Well, I'm sure I can do it with these fellows. Although, it would be helpful if I had more infantry. But I'm low on manpower. I can't really afford to build more units. I'm mostly going to have to reinforce what I have out there already. You are basically all repaired. Oh, no, I'm wrong. There's much more damaged ones. Oh, down here. Oh, barks. Oh, that's the problem. Alright, go ahead and keep sitting around. No, you know what? Let's detach the healthy ones, and we can go siege over from this side as well. Austria has actually moved back with its troops, which is very nice to see. I don't know if Austria is in any other wars. No, just this one. And speaking of this, just this one, this is not a coalition. So I I might be able to get Austria to peace out. Oops. No. They are unwilling. There's not enough kind of personal damage there. I could potentially get France? Nope. Alright, never mind. I mean, certainly I could get Portugal to give up the ghost at this point. They would be very, very happy to do whatever. What would they suggest? Annul treaties with France, pay me a little bit of money, and then basically being it. No, no. This, again, this is going to be our final war, so I'm going to hold out until the very last possible minute. In fact, one of the things to check is our war wariness. No, it's fine. Good. I'm going to spend a little bit of diplomatic power to reduce that, but we're actually in not too rough of a shape right now. It's going to start some more cores. It is still going to take a fairly long amount of time because we're quite large. We can check our overseas stuff over here. Oh yeah, I have disabled all my mods with the patch there just to make sure that everything was okay. They're probably fine, but that's why it's saying slaves instead of oranges again. Alliance offer from Great Britain. Yeah, sure. We've been buddies. I mean, accepting actually probably just means they're going to ask me to join in some other war, which means I probably shouldn't have done it, but it seemed like fun to do. Hey, we've converted Ohio. Congratulations, Ohio. You are now Catholic. I know. Thank me later. Got the fleet there. Never have too much money. Well, 25 ducats is not particularly notable, but what the hell. Detach a siege. Move you over there. Actually, we're going to leave the bigger fleet near my coast so that it can dock if something happens, and just put one out here to be a little bit more at risk. Be nice to bring these folks to bear somewhere, but they've done a really good job of just sitting in Rome and looking scary. Ooh. We've converted Kentucky, for one. The other thing is we've got some French troops that are coming to us in Béarn. But, there's not very many of them. Are they getting desperate? No, there we go. I was going to say they're going to change their mind very soon. Detach a siege, and it will actually move forward. Yeah, we're not going to catch them, but it's still kind of interesting to see what we can sort of threaten there. Okay, won that. It was a hard victory because... Oops. Stay in friendly territory and then go up. Because we did have an overabundance of cavalry, so we did get some penalties to our rolls that you might not expect. But we still won, so that was good. Won the Siege of Tortuga. Excellent. Merge you, go there. And I don't think we're actually doing a full blockade over here, no, because we've got a blockade. Oops. Every sea, or I guess, oh, it's because their dock is over here. I don't know, we might actually have to do every siege. Excellent. We've got some more particularists, this time in Kentucky, and quite a few of them, in fact. All right, we're going to start the emerging up process and see what we can do to stomp out those rebels as soon as possible. Some of these ships, I believe, are doing the blockade thing, which they really don't need to do anymore. I'll have them meet up in Guantanamo. They can merge. Yeah, you're doing the shipping lanes. You are a blockade. Oh, there's another little island here as well. A few islands that we can still blockade. We might get the whole Caribbean out of this, which I would like more than the mainland stuff. Oh! I was not paying attention to something somewhere. How did I miss this death stack? Yeah, alright, so we finished a core, but the problem is losing everything here. I should have never moved into France in the first place. It's simply foolish. Can I escape from this war? Is it soon enough? That good. Let's retreat all the way to Aragon. And we'll do the same thing with the rest of our troops. Try to run out of there as quickly as possible. This is going to be dicey. We'll just siege Lisboa. More conversions. Lost the Battle of Béarn. And the Côte d'Azur. Oh my god, everything is just going bad all of a sudden. Everything's going bad. I say that's a big stack, but that's not us. That includes all the French stuff, Austrian stuff. Yeah, so France and Austria, that's why they left over here, have combined something. It might be time to peace out. Because we'll make it to Aragon, and yeah, we'll have a huge bonus in our side, but we have no morale to start off with. We're going to start off shattered. They're just going to walk into Aragon and finish us off completely. So I think what we're going to do, especially since we have this entire island. No, we don't quite have the entire island. Shoot. I was hoping to just grab all of this in a peace deal. But actually grabbing this would be quite good because it's going to combine. So yeah, grabbing the Gulf is going to combine both of our holdings in the eastern coast of the US with our Mexican holdings, and we'll be able to roam back and forth with our troops to eliminate any sort of resistance. So I think that's what we will do. We will negotiate for peace at this point. Yes, it's the war to end all wars. Well, that war has ended. There's no way we can keep fighting that without losing too much more. In fact, if this were a player, they would probably feel confident enough to keep fighting the war. But the AI should give in. It's actually very cheap to grab most of these holdings. So I'll grab that and that. And yeah, I guess we'll grab that. So everything we can possibly grab, we will do so. We will have them annul their treaties with France. We will ask them for any money they have kicking around, which is much. Would they also annul Austria? No. France is the big one, though, so we will do that. They could revoke some cores, but I'm less concerned about doing that. I'm actually surprised that they wouldn't annul with Austria as well. You know, we don't need the extra, like, 40 gold, so we may as well do that. So we will get most of their North American stuff, a little bit of their Caribbean stuff. We could have grabbed more. But, and I said right from the beginning, I should never move into France. I should just fight this defensive footing all along, and it's been going great all along. I decide when the engagements happen, if France moves into my territory, they get a bunch of attrition, so we can just keep eating away at them. And frankly, we could have probably taken everything in the Caribbean. But this is all right. This is a fine, and we don't have enough diplomatic power. Really? 400. You get a lot of aggressive expansion as well. Now, most of it is going to, yeah, not be an issue. There's a lot of overextension, though. So this costs no diplomatic power to do. So we will do that. We will go ahead and ask them for the money again. But I guess we're going to cede, yeah, ask to cede one less province. So maybe we'll leave off, especially, oh, with overextension. What's the highest ones? Oh, it's down here. Mobile. Yeah, we will leave off Mobile, Alabama, which we need a little bit less. What is my current overextension? 66%. So, oh, that's weird that it happened that way. So, tell you what, we're going to start with the stuff at the bottom. Oh, we'll go ahead and do the annul treaties thing. Take as much money as possible thing. 60%. So if we go above 40% overextension, we're going to be in rough shape. So we've grabbed everything here, which is good. That's certainly a top priority. That'll be 40%. There'll be a lot of rebellion risk. I could leave off Tortuga. That would make it actually quite a bit easier to manage because we'd get no stupid annoying rebels way over here to deal with. These rebels we could pop up or deal with quite easily. Taking Tortuga would actually put us over 100% extension, which is certainly very risky, especially since I've already got a lot of rebellion problems. I suppose this is the better deal to take. Yeah. Also result in inflation, really. Why? Because the gold? Oh, look at that. Oh, shoot. We'd actually get 2% inflation from this? This is a new mechanic, right? That is really potent. Well, we don't want the inflation, actually. That inflation would hurt us a lot more than taking the money. I hadn't noticed if when we went to war with the Iroquois, or not the Iroquois, what was this? The Cherokee. And we took a bunch of their money, and who else did we do that with? Like recently, because I think one of the wars against the natives that we did was post 1.2. I didn't even notice if there was an inflation gain. I suppose I can check that. But I think this is the right peace deal. I think this is the reasonable one. You know, assuming I have any interest in ever playing this game again. Right? As opposed to ending like I keep saying that I'm going to do. Alright, so we've got a lot of troops kicking around. do kind of want to keep playing. But the problem is, at a certain point, it does feel like kind of samey and kind of we might keep going with this game after all. You are doing the trade thing, you are doing the trade thing, so I think these are all my transporty types. Yeah, so we'll go here and then pick up our troops, combine. Tell you what, all you guys can come and sit around in Villa de Quilla, so Quilltown, and then I'll put you on rebel stomping duty, and then you guys can all come and sit in maybe Sante, and I'll put you on rebel stomping duty once that is done. Overextension is dangerously high. That that is a very large percentage chance of something happening. So they want 10% cheaper taxes for 30 years. That's way too much. We're not going to do that. So we'll just have to kill them the old-fashioned way. And just keep making some cores wherever it presents itself. We do have a lot of cores to make, so our admin power is going to be tapped for a very, very long time. We only have 6 because our king's not particularly good at that. Our heirs, yeah, so not good. I'm still mad that I picked kind of a stupid combination last time we had an event come up. I don't suppose at this point that we've got something that would actually assist. We could do more missionary strength, which actually is not a terrible idea. More than production efficiency. Money-wise, we're doing okay. We could lower the army maintenance, but we have a lot of rebellion issues to deal with, so I'm going to keep it relatively high. I mean, our missionaries are already pretty darn effective, but it would speed up the process even more. Now, you know what, we'll leave it as is. Global trade power. Better relations over time is helpful for a few different things, but he would be very expensive. Morale of the army. If he wasn't a +3, I might... Oh, no, not force limit. I was going to say anything that could increase our manpower number would also increase the rate at which we regain things, but I think we'll leave things go as is. I might go to discipline instead of morale. Nah, it's fine. We'll leave everything the way that it currently is. All right, and just unpause and let things start to flow. Many alliance offers coming in. None I think that I'm necessarily interested in pursuing. No, because there's just going to be more little skirmishes, and I don't necessarily want to get involved in them. You guys merge in Aragon. The rest of you can all sit perhaps in Madrid. Don't walk through Aragon. You're going to just lead to attrition, so do that. We can bring back all of our big ships over here and here. We might have to reestablish some trade routes. I'm sure we've lost some light ships in the fighting. Of course, Great Britain was still busy sieging places, but yeah, I was going to lose my whole army. So where are we still colonizing, actually? Those are colonists, but I want to see the colonies because they might not map one-to-one. Yeah, we've got a lot of colonies, actually. Right. Oh, because we could have done a seize thing instead of actually negotiating for the peace deal. That was a little bit foolish. We are going to split off just... Oops, I hit the wrong button. One infantry is going to get split off and go to this colony here and babysit that. And the Micmacs are still being worked on, but we have someone sitting there. Good. That is a lot of people rising up, but we have more than enough to fight that. And this ship is... Oh, protecting trade. Good, and actually covering quite a bit of the coast. Excellent. We might go to war with Swahili again at some point, but we're okay for now. Tonkawa is actually about to stop being a colony, so that's lovely. Alliance offer. Military access from Portugal. What war are you in? Defender against Austria in the Ankner French Punitive War. That is such a funny flip. That is such a funny flip of the alliances. They were both in the war against me, but now there's the German war that they're more interested in. Sure, you can have military access. I don't care. Go ahead and beat each other up as much as you can. Okay, want some little skirmishes all over the place. Algiers declares war on Tunisia, which might actually be slightly inconvenient for me. We've become the papal controller. Fantastic. Now, if we can also suck up to the holy states, there's some excommunication we can do. There's always the... Good. There's always the... What am I looking for? Crusades. That might be a possibility. Let's go ahead and keep trying to maintain our dominance here. Because we do have a lot of influence to kick around. It's going to be very hard for anyone to challenge us. Where are the papal states? Oops. Grain, alright. Relationship is okay, but not great. Let's go ahead and see what we can improve. Good. Muscogee has been converted. We could probably get another core going. Yeah, 'cause a lot of these just cost 10. Speaking of... it's going to take 22? Really? That seems like quite a bit of admin power to start going a core in a new colony. I'm not sure why that is. Base cost is 22. It's just 22. What's our actual inflation status? Yeah, and going down, so we're okay. Balance still a bit harsh. Again, I'm going to keep the army maintenance up a fair bit here because we've got to stomp some rebels. I mean, I could drop it some. There we go. Let's get that process going. Austria wants military access. Sure, beat each other up as much as you want. Patriots in Guantanamo, which actually is a little bit inconvenient. We're going to drop some troops over here in Moron, but we're going to have to pick up some more troops. Perhaps these guys from Mosquito. Let's go and pick them up. Okay, we were easily able to crush them. That's fine. We converted Mexico. Catholic Mexico. Whoever thought that that would be a thing? Gold rush. Our miners have hit a massive deposit of gold. Whoa, 400 ducats. 1 inflation. I mean, the inflation kind of sucks, but that is a lot of gold. So I can't fault them for that. Ooh. France. France trying to take control over some of my cardinals. We don't want that one bit. Okay, merge all you. Then get back on the ship, and then the ship come and land over here. And hopefully we can stomp that out. We do have some leaders kicking around, so we can hopefully put a decent leader in charge of all that. There's a lot of light ships here. I believe the light ships are going to get detached, and they're going to protect trade in Seville. Boom. Oof. Merge, split up, and put some of you over here. Because attrition is not what we want to encourage right now. That is starting to be a very large chunk of people, and if they combine, it's going to be really inconvenient. I did just put people on automatic, but perhaps... You know what? Don't be automatic. I'm going to force you to come down to Guatemala instead and try to take care of that as quickly as possible. I want you to have a leader. Lovely. It's not a very good leader, actually. I mean, high-end maneuver, but that's pretty much the only thing he's got going for him. There we go. This guy is going to be slightly more useful at actually improving die rolls. Boom. He's got almost as much maneuver as well, for whatever that matters. Meanwhile, my rebel stompers here. Let's give you a leader so you can move a little bit faster. There we go, and that should be fine. Good. In fact, I'm going to make sure you stay in Guantanamo and then turn that on. Good. Man, we're getting rebellions all over. Alliance from Burgundy. No, Burgundy's not strong enough. That is definitely not a good idea. Holy cow, these guys are aggressive. I mean, it should actually be a fairly decent colony whenever it finishes. Now, did we take the mission for India? We did, so we'll see if we can do something about that. We lost the siege of Guatemala. Okay, but stay there. Don't combine. If you guys merge... Okay, they're going to Honduras. That's going to be fine. Is this, like, these exiles are messing with the AI. They keep trying to engage them, but you can't engage them. Good. Oh, where was it that I could have started that core, except I didn't have enough? Oh, shoot. Diplomatic map mode. No, that's being worked on. Here? Here. Good. Because that won't show up in my overextension meter. Alright, we'll finally clean up all these rebels down here in the south. We should be in relatively good shape. I can't believe we have no one to convert. I think that because we're working on coring these is the issue. Oh, our colony's showing up in here? Oh yeah, look at this, 0 overextension. Oh, alright, so we definitely want to sort by the highest overextension that we can also afford to do and work on that. So, okay, they did change it. Pre 1.2, colonies would not show up in there. Anything with 0 overextension would simply not appear. Yeah, we're going to be chasing down these exiles, unable to engage in combat. That's just glitched. Now, those people were created before 1.2, so potentially this is something that can't happen going forward. They're very frustrating. I mean, they're not actually hurting me other than the fact that, I don't know, we'll put the rebel stomp on, and we'll see what happens, but I don't think that they can actually engage. I think my army's just going there and then turning around and going right back home. Alright, I can probably afford to drop the army maintenance down at this point. Oh, speaking of which, derp, I'm being stupid. The reason is I'm way overextended, or no, not overextended, I am over my force limit, and I have a lot, actually, let's go ahead and merge these guys. And I have a lot of mercenaries. I'm being a complete idiot. I apologize, guys. Detach. And I don't know why it doesn't select the mercs. There we go. Get rid of mercs. I'm going to detach and select, yeah, that's a lot of mercenaries. Boom. And detach. And get rid of them. How am I doing? Do I have a mercenary count? I'm actually not sure. I'm still well over my limit. It's interesting. Wasn't my limit higher for a while? Maybe I had a person hired. So you have no mercs. As I recall, you didn't have any. You can do the consolidate. No, I guess I already did that. You have none. You have none. You have none. You have none. Oh, here we've got one. Or no, more than that. Oh, I didn't realize there were so many over here. Disband you folks. Alright, so no more mercenaries hired. We are now making money, which is good. We're making money despite the fact that we're still over our force limit, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, we could be making even more money than we are now, but we should be alright. Maybe, I could put a bit more maintenance in, but we don't actually need it. Yeah, see? They're walking over here, and they can't actually do anything about it, and they're just going to wiggle-waggle back and forth constantly, which is... I mean, ice is fine up until there's actual real rebels that pop up at some point. I should really do the whole India thing at this point. Do I not have... Yeah, there's still a risk of rebellion, so I want to keep these folks around. We're going to have one stack over here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this flotilla. We're going to move over here. You can stop rebel stomping and just actually join up over here. We're going to grab 13 of you guys, and we're going to use you to invade India. Do we have any transports here? Just one. And 5 here. You know what? You guys can make the long, long trip over to Cadiz. And we will grab some of these troops and use you to help invade India. We'll see how far east we can go. That's our new goal. Get on the ship. Shawnee Rebellion. Oh, that's an actual real rebellion over here, which is certainly a little bit inconvenient. But we'll be alright. Alright. You guys also come and meet up in Cadiz. We'll just merge up the big transport fleet over there. some extra transportation that maybe we didn't need to do, but it'll be all right. We'll detach a siege here and send you lot over to fight those rebels. So we have to manually babysit all of this. Very nearly there. And then we probably... Actually, I might disband this infantry at this point because we really don't want any more territory up north here. Just not something we're particularly concerned with. Keep an eye on our overextension. There we go. We're pretty overextended. I guess we don't actually want to grab anything in India until we can get the overextension down, now that I think about it. Russia declares war on Nogai. Overseas expansion. Really? Overseas? How's that going to be overseas? I don't know. Good. New core. That is a huge number. You know what? Go and kill these guys first, because I certainly don't want them to get a reinforcement load. That would be really bad. Micmac Rebellion, but that's okay. We no longer have a claim over here. That's all right. And lost a CB against Mali, and that's totally fine. I can't expand at this point anyway. You know what? We're going to put a cut in this video. We will be back with at least another episode. Probably what I'll do is I'll try to place a little bit of high-speed stuff, avoid some wars, get overextension down, you know, really try to manage our internal economy as much as possible, and then we'll see about going east. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.